Market update time. Let's get straight into it. Do not place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video today, because trading is risky and it can cause substantial financial loss. There are so many areas you need to become good at to become a good trader. Emotional mastery, chart reading, trading systems, money and trade management. So this video is just educational only to help you become a much better trader. Alright, hey traders, let's get straight into a market. Wow, what a movement it was from overall Donald Trump winning. What a crazy time we're living in right now, isn't it? So, you know, it's definitely crazy time. So before I start, guys, some of you guys were interested in, some of you guys said that you wanted to, you wanted to get my personal coaching, but $1,000 was too much. Well, I've just opened up 2 spots for personal coaching with me for an hour. And if you want to find more information about that, there's a link in the description. There's the first link at the very top that says coaching call here. I'm giving a 50% off, so it's actually half the price. And it's only for the next 2 people, so first come, first serve. If you're interested in me giving you coaching, then click on that link below. Let's get straight into the markets. So let's actually have a look at what actually happened here with the markets. Markets, you know, the futures markets were hammered about 5% or so, and they came right back up, and then the market kept shooting up. Now it's really interesting to see what the market is doing right now. Now the Dow Jones is clearly showing a lot of strength. For me, guys, this is the Dow Jones here, and you can see how it's just absolutely just taken off like a bullet. We are hitting you can notice here that we actually did hit the very top up here, and then you can see this top here, guys, we actually hit the resistance here, and it's actually rejecting off there as well too. So I'm not sure what to make of that overall, guys, but we are starting to build some strength here. So it's really interesting to see what's actually happening here with the Dow Jones. Again, it is starting to change strength in the markets. We had a flow up, a flow down, a flow up, a flow down, a flow up, a flow down. This is probably a flow up through here, a flow down, a flow up, a flow down, and now it's had this big move up here as well too. So that's actually showing a lot of strength in the Dow Jones. Now that's obviously on the daily chart, okay? And you could see on the S&P something very similar as well too. How we had this big flow up, and we are starting to build a lot of strength behind me. You can see how we actually held this support level here once again, and then took off to the high side. So the market is definitely building a lot of strength. The market for me overall was showing a lot of weakness in the markets because of flowing with the markets. But now, what are we doing? We're just flowing with the market. So for me, guys, you know, the S&P 500 is actually moving up as well too. It's really again, I want to show you the weekly charts, but I want to share a few other things with you. The IWM, which is the Russell 2000, you can see how this market overall, it did run up, it ran down, and we just had this gap up, and we had a big update. I don't know about this, guys. It's very tricky situation, you know, you just don't know. But looking at the Nasdaq as well too, guys, I'm actually still short the Nasdaq as I speak. You can see how the Nasdaq didn't really make that much of an update. It actually opened low and then came up and closed high as well too. So definitely holding a lot of support here. We still do have the potential on the Nasdaq, and this is where it's a bit iffy, you know. We have this peak. This could be another low peak here. We are rolling down, trough. So this could be this could be a flow down. And the same thing that's happening with the Russell, but the Dow Jones and the S&P are starting to build a bit of strength through there. So that's what I look at there. Now, guys, for you guys that are trading the markets, you've got to be smart about the way that you're trading. You know, Bob, I heard Bob saying, "John, you're in the VIX, and the VIX went up and the VIX went down. Loser!" And he had these loser. John, you got into silver, and it went up and it went back down, and now that equals loser. And Bob goes, "John, I've been trading the markets for 40 years." And it's like, really, Bob? Really? Well, if you've been trading the markets for 40 years, you would know it's not about 1 or 2 trades that really matter. And by the way, yeah, my VIX is in a losing position right now, but my silver's not, by the way. Wrong for you, my friend. I'm still in a decent profit. Not as much profit as it was before with the SLV, but since we've had this pullback and a bit of time decay, I'm still in really good profit here. So, you know, don't worry about that, Bob. So, Bob, before you start to make comments about, you know, trading and stuff like that, Bob, you need to understand, Bob, that 1 or 2 trades doesn't make a bad trading career. Maybe it does for you. Maybe your 40 years has been on the sidelines. But if you understand, Bob, of anything about trading, you'll know it's a probability game, right? So you might actually have 2 or 3 losers in a row. You might actually have 4 or 5 losers in a row. But it's a basket trade. Once you take 100 trades of something very similar, then you'll be able to see the probability come out. Make sense, Bob? So, yeah, you know what? My VIX is in a losing position right now, but that's okay. That's where it is right now. I have an overall detailed plan of where I think that's going to go. So, and I'm just going to stick to that plan. Same with SLV. I'm staying in that as well too until my overall plan says get out. But even if both the VIX and the SLV are losing trades, it's like it just doesn't matter, really. You know what I mean? It just doesn't matter. The reason why is, like, if I bring up something like the QQQ, the QQQ is actually, this is the, let me bring this up here. And you will look at the QQQ. Now, the QQQ for me, guys, you know, I'm actually still, right now with the QQQ, I'm actually still weak on this. So I've got a short position on this. But guess what? Even if this thing market runs up and I do get stopped out, guess what? The market's going to keep breaking up high. It's going to keep taking off to the high side. I have a non-directional play. That means if the market just shoots up 10% from here, I'm going to do well. In fact, I'm going to make all the losses back that I made from the short position and still make a nice profit out of it. You know what I mean? So I'm actually got a non-directional position on QQQ, even on the SPY right now. Meaning that, hey, if the SPY absolutely just skyrockets from here, goes up 10, 20%, because I don't know what's going to happen here. We're in definitely tricky territory right now. So if we do, guess what? I'm going to do well. So, yeah, Bob, you know, I have a few losing trades, but that's just trading. You should know that. Loser, as you were saying on my video. So I hope that helps you out there, guys. For you guys that are watching, I hope you understand a bit more about trading as well too. So, and you shouldn't get really emotional, Bob. You know, you're getting emotional about, you know, having losing trades. It seems like you had a losing trade. That's the reason why you're cranky with me, because no one will do or say anything to you that is not a direct reflection of how they feel about themselves in the moment. And Bob, it seems like you're pretty cranky right now. So anyway, Bob, let's actually move on from Bob and let's actually go to here. And I actually want to share something with you and show you something with you. Now let's actually look at the weekly charts. Now this is something I'm looking at here for, guys. Okay, because no one really knows what's going to happen here. No one knows what's really going on, but I do want to show you something that has been happening here. The market here, this is the weekly chart here, right? The market actually ran down, bounced off this level here. So we had this level through here. We had that level through there. The market came back down, and you can see how it rejected it once, and now it's at this point, but it's also at this resistance through here. So it's going to be really interesting to see what actually happens with the Dow Jones. Again, we don't know, but we are hitting a lot of areas of underside of area resistance. So does it continue breaking up and just continue taking off, or does it hold here? So we're definitely in tricky territory there. We are at a lot of areas of resistance, but let's just see what happens. Going on to the S&P, same thing, right? We had this support here. We had a whole bunch of support here, and now we're getting into this area here where it's just above that trend line. So we're definitely not out of the woodworks yet. It's not like, oh, well, the market's just going to keep taking off. It's like, I don't think so, guys, because the bigger picture still, you know, once we break above 2,200, then, you know, then it might be like sky's the limit. You know what I mean? Same for the Russell as well too. You can see it's same with the Russell. It's actually hit that underlying side of the trend line. Again, this is the weekly chart, so we've still got a couple of days worth of trading. No one knows what's going to happen, but same for the Nasdaq. What do we see on the Nasdaq? We actually had this overall resistance point. It's actually ran down, had this low, and had this low point, and now we're holding in here. So very, very, very tricky situation that we're in right now, guys. I don't know what's going to happen. No one does. But, you know, you can just take it as, you know, as it comes. And if I just look at my weekly charts, the thing that I'm looking at, guys, is the Dow Jones and S&P, especially the Dow Jones, is actually running up nice and strong and making like a double top. But the S&P is not making a double top yet either. It's not making a double top. But if you look at things like, you look at like a line chart on say like the Russell still could roll over here and break down to make a lower trough. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, that to lower trough and could continue running down there. So it's a difficult situation. And also on the Nasdaq, you can see on the Nasdaq too that we could roll over here and drop back down. again, guys, it is a tricky situation where we are right now on the short term, yes. But every single trade, guys, that when you're trading these markets, every single trade that you take, you need to have that long-term view or that long-term plan with the short-term trade. If you are trading short-term, if you're worried about every single short move, which I'm not personally, whether the VIX goes back down to 12 or it shoots back up to 20, I have a long-term plan with that. You know what I mean? Same with SLV. I have a long-term plan with that. I have so much more time in my options with that. You know, it's like months and 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 months of time. You guys think that sometimes when, like, you know, for example, if I look at SLV here, for example, let me just bring up here. Let me bring up SLV, and you know, as you guys know, that I did. You know, I actually bought some call options down here. I bought some call options, and so, you know, and then the market went through here, and then the market went sideways, and then I had those call options, and then I rolled those call options out to give me even more time for a very similar price, rolling them out to give me so much more time frame, because I believe long term bullish for silver and gold. That's an investment decision. It's not a trading decision. You know what I mean? So I bought it here. The market ran up. Market came down. It's had a bit of run up. Even though what's happened here in this market, I'm still up on my options. So, you know, it just depends on what type of options you buy. So you just got to be smart about the way that you trade these markets, guys. So anyway, guys, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me just have a quick look at that. Let me actually just have a quick look at silver and gold here for a minute. Let's have a look here. So silver's really interesting, guys. I don't know what's really going on with silver and gold, but if we one thing I am noticing, guys, more and more as we go along is that, you know, yeah, there's nothing really there, is there? So we're definitely holding, and we're definitely hovering around this area through here. Now, if you guys remember, for a long time, that 1850 level was definitely an area of support. It seems like that now that's broken above that. It's actually holding it. So silver is actually a lot stronger than gold is. So you can see this whole level of support and resistance through here. That level through there was definitely an area where the market had a lot of problems breaking. So you can see what's happening right now as I speak. It actually came down and bounced off that 1850 level, which was this previous peak. So silver's actually looking quite strong, but gold, and on the other hand, gold is looking quite weak. It's like, now that's what I'm looking at right now, guys. You can see that there was this overall area of resistance through here. In fact, it's probably up through there more, isn't it? Somewhere around there. Yeah, so probably making that line up. Not sure why that's there for. That might be on the weekly chart though. But you can see gold ran up and then came straight back down as well too. So very, very, very interesting and tricky times, guys, with gold and silver as well too. I'm long-term bullish on the metals, and that's what I've got, and I'm willing to endure the swings and the highs and stuff like that, because I'm pretty sure going into next year things are just going to absolutely go nuts, you know. And then therefore, yeah, I have a long-term plan, and when the shit really hits the fan, guys, I'm going to be positioned to make a lot of money from it. So there we go, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Remember, guys, I only have 2 spots for my coaching call, 50% off sale. Just a quick one. Click on the link below if you're interested in that. First come, first serve. Remember, success can be yours if you go claim it. So step up, take massive action, and face your fears today. I'm not going to BS you here. Trading is hard. Over my 10 years of trading, I've learned some amazing systems and strategies, and I've put it all in my brand new Grab the Markets by the Balls course. And I'm giving you 100% free access. This whole course is 12 videos long and almost 10 hours of the best systems and strategies that I know. Click on the image below now to get 100% free access right now.